Hello, happy Talkative Tuesday. This is Michael Damon here, coming to you on behalf of Be Well Magazines for Talkative Tuesday. Today's going to be a good topic. Every Tuesday is a good topic, but today's going to be a very relevant topic because I know a lot of you are feeling the transition as we go from spring to summer, and you're getting ready to go into another phase of the season of the year. And it's timely that we have this conversation with our guest today. So let's go ahead and just do some real quick housekeeping. Let's make sure that you can hear me and that you can see me. Go ahead and hit that share button for me. Let me know that those buttons are working. And if you are watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so every Tuesday you can be reminded about Talkative Tuesday. So today we're going to be meeting with one of our publishing partners from the state of Arizona, and she's going to be sharing some lessons with us. A lesson that stuck out to me when I saw her again in Arizona at the Be Well Arizona retreat in January. So a couple years ago, I met Dr. K, the Doc of Health and Wealth, through Carmen Way. Of course, the master connector is always the person who makes the connections. And we have been working together to work on her brand, the Doc of Health and Wealth, and have been going strong for a good year. But there came a point where I noticed that Dr. K wasn't in the community anymore. I didn't see her on Facebook. I didn't see her active in the group. And I'm like, okay, Dr. K is busy. She has a business. She has a career. She's raising teenage daughters who are about to get ready for high school. So obviously she's busy, doing all this life, living that life. And then in January, she reemerged and she told us a story at the Arizona retreat about why we didn't see her. So that's so timely with today's topic. We're going to be talking about pouring from your overflow, not your empty cup. Dr. K introduced this topic into the retreat that she's going to be hosting next month in San Diego. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her up on camera with me. We're going to get into this conversation. And before I do, leave me a comment down below. Have you ever emptied your cup and got to that point where you just could not continue operating the way that you are? Let us know. I'll be bringing your comments up on the screen. So let's go ahead and bring our guest up to the show and we'll get into the conversation. Dr. K, hello. Can you hear me or can you see me?
Yes, I can hear and see you okay.
Awesome. So welcome to Talk It Up Tuesday. I know you're no stranger to the show. You've been on here with us before. But today is a solo show, and we're going to be talking specifically about you and what you have going on because we want to make sure that the people who are watching this show are able to leave the show with some life lessons that might save their life. So when I say life lessons, I mean literally might save their life. I talked about before we came on about how we had met a couple of years ago, and then I had noticed there was a gap in time where I didn't see you for a while, and then we saw you again at the Arizona retreat here for Be Well in January, and you told us a story as a panelist about what happened. So can you just share with our audience a little bit about what happened, and maybe just introduce yourself as well? I think most of our viewers here know you, but we have people who watch for the first time on YouTube. So can you tell them who Dr. K is?
Yes, thank you so much, Mike, and the Be Well community and the We Merge media. I'm so grateful to share this space with you guys. I don't take it for granted. I am Dr. Keisha Tate, affectionately known as Dr. K. Hey, I am a naturopathic medical physician, along with a 3-time best-selling author, serial entrepreneur, and a mom, a health advocate, and just somebody who is in heavy pursuit of purpose. That is who I am by day and by night. I actually also work with an oncology laboratory where we make sure that we are doing early screenings, diagnostic tools we have for cancer, and therapy guidance. So instead of just getting standard line of treatment, we actually practice precision cancer care. So that is the kind of work that I do in the daytime, specifically in honor of my sister who passed away from breast cancer. I saw how we had a sick care environment and structure in our healthcare system, if you would. And I learned about technology that actually helps us to screen cancer from stages 0 and above, of course. Early detection is key. It saves lives. There's lots of publications and documentation that indicates that. In addition to that, we offer therapy guidance tools that, again, come directly from a patient's blood to help us be able to practice precision cancer care instead of guessing what chemotherapy agents are effective for a patient. So very passionate about that, move with purpose on that. And as I am doing that in alignment, I'm also bringing awareness to just us as women, how we are balancing and juggling multiple roles and responsibilities, from moms to single moms to married folks, to caregivers to business owners to 9 to 5s. I mean, like, we're doing it all. We are
Oh,
doing it all. And
I'm
hence,
telling you, it's a problem. You're right. Jackie said I couldn't even find the cup. I was so empty. So we're going to get into that topic because that's a good one. So people absolutely understand this, the mission today and why this topic is so important. And I know that you being someone who comes from that background of being able to have that health knowledge, personal experience. I know your story and I heard your story, and that time that you were gone in between the time that we saw you. You told us that you just had to press the stop button on everything because the way that you were operating was just no longer sustainable for you. And you have this phrase that you use: get the bag but keep the balance. So can you talk to our people who are feeling like my cup is empty? Jackie said, I don't know where the cup is. Like, let's talk about that moment, and let's go into this topic.
yeah, that's such a good statement, Jackie Delane. Just to let you know, I'm still in that one because that's exactly
Yes.
where I was last year. I had signed up for different courses and I was just trying to figure it out. I was trying to participate in all the algorithms, do this, post this. And by the middle of the year, I was just like empty. I didn't even understand. I couldn't even formulate almost full sentences. I was just so empty. Like Jackie said, I didn't have a cup. I couldn't see the cup. I was just, there's no other way to describe it other than flatlined, literally. And I started feeling things in my body that didn't feel right, because stress, especially chronic stress, it does not serve us. That is the catalyst for many conditions. And so I hit a brick wall. After medical school, I mean, just everything. I just did, from breakups to just all kinds of stuff. I never gave myself an opportunity to reset. I never pushed any button other than the go button. And so we are not, we're disposable people, and I'm a relationship building person with Christ, and so not religious. And so I want to make sure that that's clear. But even Jesus, Yahshua, who was infinite in strength, he rested. And so that is a clear indication that we should do the same, but yet we don't. And so last year, I just started getting quiet and still and saying, hey, what is my purpose? How do I execute my purpose, helping others, but yet helping myself? Not tearing myself down, not causing or creating disease, because disease is created usually. It doesn't show up; we create it by our choices that we make every day. That's food choices, that's stress balancing or not balancing choices, that is drinking choices, that all alcohol or drugs. All of those are choices that create disease eventually, whether it's visible or it's on the cellular level. Oftentimes people say I'm healthy, but again, that is just subjective. So if I hopefully I answered that question. Like, so get the bag and keep the balance. Last year, again, as I got in my quiet space, I realized that I can't keep going like this. I have to balance this out. Even if I don't have all the answers, all the resources, I still can walk in purpose, what I believe I'm called to do, but I can go off the grid. I can, read books. I can travel. I can take breaks. And guess what? I can add me to the calendar. So there were so many awakenings last year. I realized I could put myself on the calendar, not like a nail appointment or a hair appointment, but me, myself, and I on the calendar to go in my backyard, dip my feet in the pool, run my feet through the grass, or just sit on, a lounge chair like you do, Mike, and just eat my ice cream. Like, I gave myself permission to do that. When I saw you do that, I don't remember when it was. I almost flipped out of my chair. I was like, yes, that is my sign that I could do it too. And you just be surprised when I talk to people on the medical side, like, when have you done something for yourself? And then guess what they'll answer? Oh, well, I went and I got my hair done. And I'll listen for a couple seconds. I said, no, for yourself, for your soul. I said, actually, let me ask you, is there a difference to you between self care and soul care? And you're like, what? Soul care, self care. I never thought about it. Well, I said, so let's describe self care. So self care, everybody usually says, self care is, hair, external stuff, and that's what this society is about. We're all about the outer shell,
Mm.
which at the end of the day, I mean, we're going to return to dust. We need to do something that's internal that is going to manifest itself on the outside. And so
Mm.
soul care is much different. And I didn't know the difference either until last year. When I got quiet, I learned lessons. I learned that I can get the bag and I can keep a balance. Yes, that is possible, but it takes us being intentional to do that. I learned that there's a difference between self care and soul care because I've been hearing I got self care Saturday. I'm about to go do something for myself. Oh, self care Sunday. Okay, I believe it or not, now I have soul care every day. Yes, I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
Every day, I have soul care because I put Keisha on the calendar. I've never in life put myself on the calendar outside of an appointment. Now I put myself on the calendar 7 days a week. Every day I am, staying hydrated. I'm taking my breaks. I'm doing stuff that contributes to my joy every single day because I realize when my cup is empty, I'm snapping at kids and other people. I don't have the patience to deal with a lot of things because I'm empty. And that is
Right.
how most of us are operating on a daily basis empty. When we see these shootings and things like that, those people are empty. They're empty. We got to fill our cups with more than external stuff. So I'll
Yeah.
pause because I said a whole lot.
Yeah, you said some good stuff too and all of that. So, a couple things that I want to pick out for people in the audience, let us know if there's something that resonated with you. Go ahead and pull it up, put it in the comments and let us know. For me, I working in the Be Well community, like I'm surrounded by women who are just doing things that blow my mind every day. Because I know my limits and I protect my boundaries. And when I'm just like, I'm done, I am done. And I'm trying to balance that out a little bit because I'll sometimes have too much relaxation and need a little bit more get the bag energy. So I'm trying to find that energy between there. But I see it all the time, and I'm just like, man, these women are just doing some amazing things, and that's why I'm so driven. To be part of the Be Well community and support people. But I do see on the other side of that sometimes when you don't have that balance between the two, what it does, and it ends up taking you out of the game for a while, or like you said, it manifests into health issues. So, people would be amazed at the small things that you can do that really allow you to be able to reset. I was taking 30-minute breaks, just sitting outside, like you said, in the lawn chair,
Mhm.
and just soaking up the sun with my shades on in the backyard. Like that made me feel like I had a whole new start to the day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just go for a walk for 15 minutes,
Mhm.
or I will just turn everything off and just lay in silence
Mhm.
and give myself a break for 10 or 15 minutes. So, like doing those soul care things that you talked about are just so critical to incorporating into our routine. Like we prioritize our appointments, our calls, and we won't let anything get in the way of that. But we let everything get in the way of us taking care of ourselves so that we can continue on.
Yeah, rewind that. That last sentence. We prioritize every single thing and every single body, and we make sure that we adhere. We get to our doctor's appointments and other appointments rather on time, early, the day before if it's a hair appointment because we're serious about that. But ask somebody, when was the last time you sat in solitude with yourself? When was the last time you did something to contribute to your joy that was not external?
Mm.
Well, besides buying a bag or buying some shoes, shopping, I understand retail therapy. I do love it. But when have you just, when were you just still? When did you hear your own thoughts outside of the thoughts from social media, the thoughts from all the trash that's on TV and the depressing things that we hear and do? When was the last time, if you're a believer, that you got in your word? Last year when I was empty, I realized, man, when have I ever done a Bible study on my own?
Mm.
I really did a whole lot of soul searching, and I couldn't remember a time. And I'm 55 since last week, or yeah, last month, that I had a Bible study on my own, not led by anybody besides myself and God. Never. So last year, guess what I did? I went online, bought 3 different Bibles for me and my daughters, got them, went around the table. Hey, which one resonate with you? Okay, that one, that one. Okay, great. This is my Bible. And I have been going like page by page, chapter by chapter, writing notes and just falling in love with Jesus and realizing that he is all about a holistic perspective. He's about our spiritual being, our health, and our wealth. And so when he called me to the doc of health and wealth in 2019, my colleagues were like, you're a doctor, you went to school, but you're gonna talk about wealth and finances? Like, make it make sense. I said, I know it doesn't, and I can't even articulate it because I don't have the full scope of it. It is something I have to walk out. So I'm going to get instructions as I go through this process because I don't know. And then as I start researching and looking at data and studies, wow, I'm like, they need to teach us this in medical school. There's a direct correlation between health and wealth. Direct. When our change is strange, we manifest it in symptoms. So can we throw prescriptions at people who come up or show up in the clinics with insomnia? Yes. But guess what I started doing? I started asking questions. Hey, before you get some prescriptions or recommendations, I'm just curious, what's going on at home? Has anything changed financially? And guess what? Consistently, it was revealed. I got a divorce. I lost my job, like consistently. And I was like, okay, God, what do I do? How do I serve them? How can I get to offer real solutions and not Band-Aids? I don't want to do palliative care. I don't want to just, chase symptoms. I want to provide people with solutions. And how can I do that? And it came to me as well. It just, as I opened my mind, because that is, I call myself or consider myself an unorthodox doctor because most doctors are just focused on the medical side of it because that's what we're called to do. But what God has called me to do, and I'm clear about that now. And before I would apologize, tippy-toe around, I'm bold about it now. I operate differently because that's what I'm called to do. And we're getting to solutions. And so when I talk to people and their change is strange, I'm looking at opportunities that will help them change their circumstances because we know you can provide somebody with a check or an opportunity to get a check. They'll pick up their bed and walk because you realize it was finances that was weighing them down or weighing them down. That was the problem. So I have to.
Those are good.
Well, myself.
Yeah. No, those are all good points that you make. And, it's a lot of people, you have your day-to-day life, you have your responsibilities, and all these things come with a weight. So it totally makes sense, that connection between, if, like you said, if your change is strange, you can see how that can manifest into that stress, which then turns into not sleeping, not eating right, making poor decisions, like all that stuff's connected. So that's the thing that really blew me away about, when I first met you and learned about your brand, what you were doing. I was like, I've never heard anybody position it that way. And I've never considered that connection between the two. Right before this show, you were telling me about your Bible study today. And you said you picked something up that is like, I had never noticed that before. So if you are open to sharing with the audience, what was it that stood out to you today during your Bible study?
Thank you for asking me. It's interesting because sometimes, I'm sure in the space you're in, but especially the space I'm in, sometimes they want you to completely draw a line between what you believe and how you help people and serve people. But I just can't. He's called me to this. That's why I don't go into a clinic, because I am not called to be a regular physician. He has chosen me to do something I would like to say special for his people, because we are special people and we have so much to offer the world. We have so much to offer God. All of the things that we've gone through and been through and going yet to go through, these things have happened for us and not to us, and changing our perspective about that also will help us. But this morning I was in Ecclesiastics, and Solomon, not to go into Bible study, but
hey, we have a Bible study today on Talking Up Tuesday. Let's go. No apologizing.
I love it. So Solomon was the wisest king around. And yet he discovered he had access to everything: money, women, you name it, land, all of it, concubines, everything. And he said in all of his getting and understanding, what he understood the most was at the conclusion of everything was one, or a couple things. One, we need to be happy, enjoy life. We need to eat, not all the kinds of, that's a separate, talking up Tuesday. I don't want you going to say, she said I could eat everything, a whole pizza, a whole chicken. That's not what I said. That's not what the doctor said. What I am saying, Solomon said, was we're supposed to enjoy life, because guess what? It's inevitable that we're all going to die, but we can enjoy this ride that we're on. And so if I could refer to my note, basically he said, have fun, eat, drink, and enjoy life. That's the balance part of it. And then he said, have happiness along the way, along with the hard work that God has given us. Like, so we know we have to work hard, but he's saying that's the get the bag part, right? But he's saying, hey, while you are getting the bag, I never even seen the scripture. God gave me get the bag and keep the balance last year. So, this just came today. So do you see how God is so timely? He is so wise. He's so concerned about us that this scripture was written, a long, long time ago. And who knew that he would give me get the bag and keep the balance? Because that is exactly what Solomon is talking about. Have fun, eat, drink, and enjoy life, and have some happiness along this journey that we're on, because we do have to work hard for the things that God wants us to do and what he's called us to do. And again, that's the get the balance part. So hopefully I did a good job. It's in my head one way. Hopefully it came out of my mouth.
It comes across. He made it make sense. So I get it. And I know our audience out there, if they don't get it right away, they'll get it on the replay when they watch it. So let's talk about remedies. I know that you have something coming up that can help people kind of have this reset moment in their life and really reevaluate how they're approaching everything, take inventory of what they need to do so that they can stop emptying the cup. I know that next month you have something going on, and I'm going to share my screen and bring it up. But if you wouldn't mind just telling people about Revival on the Water, where that came from, and what you want people who attend this experience to be able to walk away with. How can they take all this stuff that they might be feeling now about being out of balance and just being in an empty cup, and come to this experience to be able to reset themselves?
Thank you so much. I just love your questions, the way you parse your words. So Revival in the Water, true story. I absolutely love San Diego. That whole area. Was there last September. My sister, who's an evangelist, hey, shout out to Evangelist Kimberly Tate. She was there ministering in San Diego. I was probably
on the break. By the way, I see her in the chat.
I love it. Hey, sis. I was on a break, probably from one of the on the beach where most people can find me at any moment when I'm especially near the water. And I happened to walk past the hotel where I was. I happened to walk past one of the rooms, the conference rooms. It was on the water, and I could see the ocean from the room. And I saw it in my peripheral vision. And then I took a step back and I looked out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be a perfect space to have a meeting. And I was like, I said to the person that was with me, I was like, Revival on the Water. And she was like, what? Where did that come from? I'm like, I don't know. I've never even heard of it. Revival on the Water. I'm going to do that next year. I'm going to have a retreat here next year. Revival on the Water. Water is so therapeutic. It's healing. It's so many things. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so that is where the seed was planted. And then as I started asking, like, what would that look like? What would that feel like for people to come? And who are those people that need to be there? And so I start thinking about women who are grieving, who have lost their children. Last week, ironically, I end up speaking to about 5 or 6 women separately. And it came out that they had lost their child. So this Revival on the Water it's for them. It is for the single mother. It's for the married woman. It is for the person who has just the caregiver, the person who has poured themselves into everything and everybody except for themselves. They're running on empty. They're in the car, they're crying because they're feeling lonely, they're feeling depressed, they're feeling blue, they're feeling oppressed, they're feeling like their back is against the wall, and they need they need to hit the reset button. They need to come and meet us in San Diego so that they could be replenished, so they could be revived, so they could be restored. Everything is on the beach. You know, we've gone to those stuffy kind of retreats where everything is indoors. I said, I don't want to be indoors. I don't even want to see four walls. I want to see the ocean, the water, greenery, fresh breezes. I want to feel it every moment that we can together. So that is how it came to be. And that is who it's for women specifically, because when we come together, when we take care of ourselves, when we, our cups are full, gosh, we can move mountains individually and especially collectively. As women, we have the power to do so much, but so many women, and I talk to them on the medical side every single day. And, you know, today I had somebody crying on the phone, like just, we're so, you know, I have patients who have children who have cancer, and these women are dealing with oncologists, they're dealing with me, they're dealing with so many different providers trying to take care of their kids. And usually they have one kid who has the cancer, and then they have other kids in the family that they still have to provide for. It is for all of us to come to be poured into. We have people coming from all over the place, from Milwaukee, from Detroit. That's Detroit if you don't know. From New York, from Boston, but all over, just to get replenished, just to be in the space of healing. So I'm going to do a health assessment, not in front of everybody, of course, but a health assessment to make sure that as you are getting the bag, that you are keeping the balance. I want to make sure that your cup is full. I want to make sure that you know how to take care of yourself, what supplements you're supposed to be taking, how you can go off the grid. Yes, this is an investment for you. But as I say to people, and it's funny because I have this conversation often, people will say, well, you know, the supplements cost, or doing this thing or that thing cost. I say, yes, guess what? It's going to cost you on the front end, but it's going to absolutely cost you more on the back end. I can show you some of the hospital bills and patients have sent me. I said, I'm just wondering if you had adhered to my instructions a year ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago, when you thought you were just indisposable, maybe you wouldn't have this $100,000 hospital bill for 2 days. I mean, I don't know. I'm just wondering. And so hopefully I've answered your question.
You did. And I see people commenting, and it's like, this is wonderful. They totally get the concept of it. And it's going to be next month, June 22nd through the 23rd.
23rd. So Friday, we're going to start off with a welcome reception again on the beach. Beautiful. All kinds of picture ops, content for you, whatever you need, hugs, love, all of that jazz. And then on Saturday, we're starting with yoga on the beach. Just, can you imagine waking up? Because I'm positive, I would say 99.9% of people don't wake up this way. They wake up with their cell phone next to their bed, texting before they get out, stressed out before they even get out of the bed from answering all kinds of foolishness. When that's something I learned too, the 2020, remind me to come back to that. But so imagine waking up to yoga on the beach, stretching with a beautiful spread of whole food, nothing in a box, nothing microwave, nothing in a package, but beautiful food that just excites your soul and feeds and nourishes your body. And so the yoga, good food. Then we have a panel that's bringing it to you, talking about the spiritual side of it, because we are all in pursuit of purpose. But how do we do what God wants us to do? How do we still take care of ourselves and our families? How do we serve and bring him glory? We need to know how to do that. Like, no one has technically written a personal manual. Yes, we have the Bible, but we need some people who are doing it, walking the walk, talking the walk. So we have all kinds of phenomenal women coming ready positioned to pour into you. They've been on this side, they have made it to the other side, and we have the keys to unlock the doors for you to come through in both your health and your wealth journey. So that's Saturday. Then we're going to do a vision walk on the beach. The thing that God has given you, perhaps you've birthed part of it, perhaps it's still in your, your in your heart and your soul. We're going to help push that out. We're going to be your spiritual duelist to help you get that out. Then we're going to have a beautiful dinner on the beach prepared by some wonderful hands, and we're going to have a bonfire on the beach as well, just a round table over the fire. If you're carrying grief, if you're carrying hurts and disappointments, we're going to write notes to ourselves. We're going to burn that crap right in the pit.
Release, right? Get rid of it.
Release it right there. Leave it right there on the beach in San Diego. And then Sunday, we are going to wake up with meditation and breath work. You know what I realized? Most people don't breathe. Mm-hmm. We are in a parasympathetic state every single day because we're like this, fight or flight. When I touch people sometimes, I'm like, dang, relax your shoulders. Not the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like we got to relax, but we're so tense. So much is going on in our world. So rightfully so, but we can't stay in that state all the time. So breath work, going to teach you how to breathe, how to meditate, how to start your day without your cell phone, how to go to bed without your cell phone. I know it's going to be hard for some people. I'm going to have some therapists there to help you, because that is like, fighting a lion to get cell phones away from people sometimes. But anyway, so we're going to have some speakers that are going to bring to us again, how do we get the bag? Maybe you work 9 to 5 and you don't know how to invest. You don't know about life insurance. You don't know how to have a network in a community that supports you. So I'm going to bring in my community, people like Michael DeMond. I call him my Magic Mike. I love and respect him much. Yes, he's going to bring the goods and let you guys see how he has helped me and so many other women show up as our best selves without stressing. Last year I was so stressed out. I was trying to do tech. I was trying to do this and that. It was just so overwhelming. I could not focus on what God has called me to do because I was trying to focus on what he called other people to do. I ain't got time for that. So he's going to share with you how he can help put you in a position so that you can, again, show up in your own genius and operate in that. And so I am just so excited. My heart's full. The people that are coming, they're full of purpose and passion, and they got the goods. They are showing you how to make a living while living. We're showing you how to get the bag and keep the balance. We're showing you how to be inspired, be connected, and be well. Oh my gosh. Like, this is something you don't want to miss. If you put your hair on layways, one of my sisters in LA has a hair shop. Women be putting hair wigs on layaway. You can put this retreat on layaway. Instead of buying that next $5,000 purse or $2,000 purse, invest in your health, because I guarantee you this retreat will change the trajectory of your life. That is not something I'm guessing. It is something I know. Being in a room with women who are accomplished, who are coming from near and far to pour into you, you can't afford not to be here. That is a fact. So I hear people making all kinds of excuses. The dog ran away. The cat ate my check. Whatever is whatever. I offer financing. There's all kinds of ways. You figure out everything else you need to do. Figure this out too. You figure out, if I said to you, hey girl, let's go see somebody in concert. Guess what? You're going to have all new clothes. You're going to have all new wigs to match every outfit. You're going to have shoes. Seriously. Like, so don't tell me you can't afford it. Let's figure it out together if you need my help or input in that. But I don't want to hear, I'm from Detroit, so every now and then you got to hear that come out.
Let's hear it.
None of it. None of it. Come, show up. What you do for others, just show up. Let it be known that you want to go and that you want to be there and that you need help figuring it out. We'll put our heads together to make sure that happens. So
all you gotta do.
That's all you got to do. So it's going to be a wonderful experience, life-changing, a retreat like no other, for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. So I want to let people know how they can go and get more information about it. You see the website right on the bottom of the screen there. You can go to bewellmagazines.com. It's showing right there on the homepage. You can also click on the events tab, and you'll be able to read all the details about the schedule, the pajama party, the bonfire, all the things that Dr. K has planned for you to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. There are multiple payment plans, so if you need to break up a payment, even if you have to have a conversation with Dr. K, how can they get in contact with you? I know that you have, we have a Facebook event, we have an Eventbrite event. Let them know the best way to reach out to you.
They can email me at Doc of Health of Wealth. That's DOC of OF, health spelled out, and wealth at gmail.com. They could certainly reach me, slide in my DM, especially if you're a guy. Okay, I gotta come back. If you can't tell, I love to have fun. I'm gonna laugh till the wheels fall off. Okay.
Right. Solomon said so.
Solomon told me so. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I may get T-shirts and just say Solomon said.
Oh, that's a good one.
What Solomon said, because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna hold on to that one. So, Doc of Health and Wealth. If you're tall, dark, and handsome, then I'll give you my private number. I'm kidding. So I think those are some of the ways. Sorry.
Awesome.
Awesome. Like, I'm gonna tame this girl.
We gotta have fun. We have to have fun. I so appreciate your energy on the show today and coming on to share the lessons that you've learned, giving people an opportunity to fix what they might feel needs to be resolved internally. So if you can come and join us in San Diego, that will be a great way for you to press the reset button and get your revival on, get your rejuvenation on, all that good stuff. Like,
and get your dance on. We're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna play games. If you don't know, I am the Jack Queen. Do you guys remember Jacks? Let me just talk about my Jacks right quick. Hold on.
Oh, and 2020. You said to remind you of 2020.
Oh, yes. So 2020. I don't know if you guys are or know millionaires, but they usually start their day early and they usually do not touch a phone for almost an hour, minimally. 20 minutes of movement, getting your cardio. It doesn't have to be any strenuous thing. I know some folks who jump in the pool when they first wake up, but do something to move for 20 minutes. Set your timer. The other 20 minutes is meditation. So meditation, prayer, just getting centered and intentional about what you are doing that day. What is the day going to bring? When people don't plan for anything, then anything can happen. So set your tone for your day. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to have a peaceful day. I promise, since I've been doing that, it has been working. Even today, somebody tried me. Oh, they tried me. Oh my gosh. I was like, I already set my intention for the day.
Right.
So he hung up on me. I was like, my daughters were like mouths open. They were like, I know mom is about to drive there and snatch them up.
No more Detroit. It's Detroit now, right?
I was Keisha earlier. This was LaQuisha now.
Oh, boy.
I was like, nope. I set my intention. My intention today was I'm having peace. It doesn't matter what happened, who say what. I set my intention to have peace today. I set my intention to accomplish 5 things. I set my intention. So that's the 20. So let me go back. 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of meditation / prayer, and 20 minutes of growing, reading, read something other than what's happening on social media, all this trash that's happening that causes so much depression. You can tell, again, on the medical side, when people have been exposed to all that in the first thing in the morning, their heart rate is increased. They feel anxiety. There's so many people on antidepressants and anxiety medication because of everything that's happening, but they feed themselves this kind of crap all day long. Unplug from this, even before you come to the retreat. Please unplug, minimize your time on taking in all of this information. So that's the 2020, 20 minutes of movement, 20 minutes of meditation and prayer, and then 20 minutes of reading. Every millionaire I know reads. One of the first questions I ask almost anybody that I come into contact with, especially if I know that they're a millionaire, what books are you reading? I have yet to meet a millionaire that's not reading at least 2 or 3 books. I don't know of one. And they're not reading trash books. They're reading self-development. They're reading about how can they continue to do good, how they can continue to maximize their millions, how they can continue to grow and learn. They're not reading, I don't know, these diary books and who slept with somebody's hut. That's nonsense. I mean, like that has no value. And if that's what you read, I'm not trying to judge you, but I'm just saying, read to grow. That's what I am saying. Read to grow. Yes. So that's the 2020. So I have been waking up. I know my sister's going to fall off of their chairs, but I've been waking up for the most part at 5 a.m. Carmen, I know you and Dr. Michelle would be so proud of me. 5 a.m. moving, meditating, and growing. And I'm fired up about it. And I got the keys to open the door. But these are my jacks. So come to San Diego. Yep, come all the way to San Diego to play jacks with me as well, because it's going down.
Yeah. Awesome.
You remember jacks? Did you ever play jacks, Mike?
I never understood it, but I did. My cousins had them, and I used to like play with them. I would spin them. I didn't know how to play the game though, but I would spin around. That's what I did with them. So you have to teach me how to play jacks in San Diego.
I sure will. I got you your own bag of jacks.
Nice.
So remind me to give them to you, and I will teach you. Yes, yes. I love jacks. Definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Dr. K. We'll make sure that everyone who wants to be at the retreat can get to the retreat. Go to BeWellMagazines.com, and you'll see the event right there on the homepage. If you have questions, if you're trying to figure out, I need to make this happen, but I need to have some conversation with Dr. K, send an email to docofhealthandwealth@gmail.com and make it happen. Make it happen. We'd love to see you there. So thank you for tuning in for today's episode of Talking Up Tuesday. We will be back next week. And you have one more thing?
Yes. Can I add something? I just forgot. Yeah. Sponsor. Some people are like, I can't go, but I would love to sponsor somebody. Absolutely. Please reach out to me. There are sponsorship opportunities for you where you could put your logo. You could advertise on our website. You could put your information on our marketing collateral. You could put your stuff in our swag bags. So absolutely, there is an opportunity for sponsors. Let's say you want to, I don't know, donate a product or a service even. We could certainly talk about that as well. So this is an opportunity to get to 30 dedicated women who are high impact women who come to support. They don't usually come to play, but we are in an environment. Have you ever heard your network is your net worth?
Mm-hmm. I've heard that.
That is a true statement. So we're bringing the goods, we're bringing our network to you and opening them up so they can help you get from where you are to where you need to be, because we're on this journey together and we could do a whole lot when we're in community together. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week, and then we'll better see y'all in San Diego.
That's right. See you in San Diego.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike, so much for this time.
You're welcome.
Bye.